It's 11:35. You are listening to the Mid-Morning Talk on Salam Media with me, Mari Mukwanda. With the country moving to stage two of load shedding for the rest of the week, it's left many with the predicament of working around the rolling blackouts. Many people have also complained about the electric appliances no longer working due to load shedding. Insurance companies now cover for appliances, but let us find out exactly what you are covered for and how to claim and where to claim with the Managing Director of Ammanah IFS, Noor Muhammed Habib. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and shukran for joining me, Noor Muhammad.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah shukran, Maryam. Salams to you and your listeners, and thanks for having us.
Alhamdulillah. Now, first of all, is it advisable to take out insurance for appliances, like from the smallest appliance being a kettle to the biggest appliance being a fridge?
In terms of load shedding, yes, it's very advisable. Load shedding is not power surges. I think we used to have very seldom. But I think over the last 4 or 5 years, it's actually really grown and shot up. Normally, power surges affect your lighter or your small appliances, your TVs, routers, your modems, those sort of things. So your stoves, your kettles, those items normally doesn't affect that much. So it's more your smaller items that would be affected. Although we have had cases where larger appliances have been affected as well. So I'm not going to say any larger items are excluded from that. It affects everything across the board.
All right, now, what appliances are covered by insurance or can be covered by insurance?
Okay, so normally you'd have your contents cover or your house, your building and your contents cover. And with that, your power surge is an extension. So normally, like on our policies, we always try and encourage our clients to take a minimum of 5,000 Rand power surge cover. If you don't take power surge cover, you will not be covered if there's damage caused by load shedding. So your normal household contents cover covers you for lightning, but that will be purely lightning caused by the weather, lightning damage. It will not cover the power surge cover. You take on the power surge cover. If you add the power surge cover to your building policy, that would include things that are fixed to your house, like your alarm system, your CCTV, your electronic gates, your electric sensing. If you add power surge onto your contents, it will then cover the appliances, your computers, your PCs, your TVs, your kettles, your stoves, all the household appliances. So you take power surge on both sections. And it also depends. I mean, if you're renting, you would obviously only cover your contents. Your landlord would have to make sure they've got cover on the building. And then I also tell you that you need to work out how much cover you need. So although 5,000 Rand is the minimum, you need to work out. I mean, we've had cases now where we've seen TVs that are, prices of 50,000 Rand and above. Now, obviously, if you've got those type of household contents and your items are very high ticket items, then 5,000, you should look at maybe 50,000 Rand type of cover. So, but those are discussions you'd have with us or one of the Takaful consultants, and they'd walk you through what cover would be adequate to take for power surge.
Now, when it comes to items that have been damaged due to load shedding, can one claim for that?
Yes. So as long as you've got the power surge cover, you can. So Miriam, if you have power surge cover, there's normally an excess of about 500 Rand. Different policies will have different excess. Some might be more, some might be less. But on average, it's about 500 Rand. And then whatever's been damaged due to the power surge, you would claim. You would simply contact us. We'd guide you through the claims process. And it's not really a difficult. It's a simple process. It's just getting a report for the damages caused. And normally now, because of the load shedding schedules in it, it's quite easy to check that there was load shedding in your particular area where you had the claim. So it's not really a difficult process. It's actually easy.
Mm-hmm. Right now, if one doesn't have the power surge cover, can they claim from ESCOM instead?
You could try. I don't think you'll be, unfortunately, I don't think you'll be very successful.
Mm,
But I think they would be indemnifying themselves as well. So,
yes.
yeah, I don't think you'd be very successful in that endeavor, unfortunately.
Yeah, and there have been complaints from people who tried claiming for damages to ESCOM, and unfortunately, they have been given a lot of paperwork to complete, and that's it. You know, it just ends at the paperwork, and nothing materializes thereafter. What cover can one get from Ammanah IFS, despite the cover for power surge or the anything that has to do with load shedding? Anything else that we can
So,
get cover for?
gee, Mariam. All right, Mariam, let me give you an overall picture of what happens or what we experience on the Amana side, right? And
Mm,
that would give you a better picture of how much damage and harm load shedding can cause, both on the personal policy and as well as on the commercial side for businesses. So
mm-hmm,
the first thing, one of our biggest problems you'll get a shock is actually motor accidents. So
mm,
your traffic lights, you know, when there's load shedding, people obviously not everyone is a polite or driver, and people are in a rush,
yes.
especially in the cities. When lights are gone, people are rushing to the robots. People are not obeying the rules, giving each other space, etc., to move in, and that's where you get a bit of accidents happening. Then we have businesses where, I mean, we've had now one large deterioration of stock where stock of food has gone off because
Mm,
of load shedding, and they picked it up only the day later. And, you know, how that food has gone bad. And so on the business side, you need to look at it. Also, what's happening is we have clients who, no, I'm just going a bit off here, who install
yeah.
generators, etc., but don't you know, you need to have qualified electricians putting these things in. So as long as you do
Mm-hmm,
it properly, have qualified electricians putting in generators or solar panels and disclose it to us, you know, so we can ensure you're covered for it. I
mm-hmm,
think the disclosure and talking to us, and that's why we're there. That's why your consultants and the brokers are there. They have these discussions, tell us what's happening in your home or in your business, and then we can advise you. So the load shedding, like I said, is the accidents, the deterioration of stock. There's effects where businesses are not operating like they normally would, because you might be having 4 or 5 hours of load shedding a day, so you're not having a normal day. Then the load shedding itself, where it causes spikes or surges in electricity, damaging electronic equipment in businesses, in households, damaging electronic equipment, appliances, your sensitive electronics or computers. So depending on your type of business, if you're in a business where you have very sensitive electronic equipment that runs your business, you'd know how sensitive your equipment is. It would have a bigger impact on you than on others. Um, and our advice to everyone is to please seriously look. So another thing, Mariam, is to have power surge cover. One of the main things is you have to try, you must have a surge arrestor on your main board. And you should have surge plugs or UPS, which will try and absorb some of that surge. If you don't have
mm-hmm,
a surge arrestor or surge plugs, most insurance policies would then exclude cover. So you need to take some precautions,
mm-hmm.
um, to minimize the damage caused by surges as well. Mark,
Mm-hmm.
Mariam, I'm not sure if I'm going off here, or if, just guide me if there's anything or any specific questions.
No, no, that's fine. I'm glad that you brought that up as well because, I mean, people don't really take into consideration their businesses. Some people do, but you know, we mostly look at the home, you know, only what's inside the home and not what's outside of the home. This is very important as well because it's part of the economy. It's part of your household. It's part of your risk. So we have to consider the effects of the business as well. Now, in that regard, would a business then a business would get different cover?
Gee, so again, the business would need to take out power surge cover. So
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, we can't give power surge. as a built-in product, because our normal built-in product is more for the fire, storms, and lightning, which is supposed to be very rare. But because of the frequency, how often events are happening now due to surges, due to load shedding, it's no more viable to give it on its own. You have to charge separately for it. Like I said, because it's happening so often, and our costs are not bad. I mean, like on 5,000 rand, you pay about 25 rands a month. And you can go up to 50, 100,000 depending on the needs of your house or your business. So you would need to take it specifically. You can't. It won't be part of your normal business cover or your normal content cover. You have to take it separately. We do have things that it would affect. So, like you have a breakdown of your machinery breakdown, or you have deterioration of stock. Like I said, some of your sensitive equipment. So, under those different sections, like electronic equipment, and there are these extensions for the power surge. So, as long as you have a section, for example, you have electronic equipment under your business policy, we can then give you the extension for the power surge. So, if you don't cover your electronic equipment at all, then you wouldn't take a power surge extension. It wouldn't be applicable for you.
All right, and Noor Muhammed, please stay with us. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll continue thereafter.
Okay. Jazakallah, Mariam.
Durban, KwaZulu-Natal has been the hardest hit by the recent civil unrest. Hundreds of supermarkets, factories and warehouses have been looted and destroyed. Thousands have lost their jobs and are in need of food and household supplies. Penny Appeal South Africa is currently on the ground working with communities to provide essential items to those severely affected. Donate toward the Penny Appeal Hardship Fund today and assist us in caring for families for a 3-month period with essentials and assistance to small businesses affected by the devastating effects of the unrest. Help us help our city. www.pennyappeal.org.za or call 031 11 00 573. Penny Appeal. Small change, big difference.
What makes Randery Jewelers the optimum place for your memorable gift? Is it our range of exclusive, high-end, luxurious jewellery? Or is it our master craftsmanship of all your bespoke jewellery needs? We believe it's because at Randery Jewelers, we know just how to make your special moments last forever. Whether it's for a wedding, anniversary, or just a simple gift to show your love, trust Randery Jewelers to make it special. www.randeryjewelers.com. Make your moments last forever with Randery Jewelers, the family name you can trust.
Osman's Taj Mahal Spice and Rice. For over 80 years, Osman's Taj Mahal have been perfecting the art of the perfect blend of spices, pure, aromatic, and well-seasoned. Spices to tantalize your taste buds. From creative cuisines to gastronomical gourmet goodies. From exotic odors to traditional dishes, Osman's Taj Mahal have remained synonymous with quality spices and condiments. Taj Mahal rice, beans, and lentils. Try our range of chili bite mixes, rose and ilachi syrup, our quick and easy biryani pack, and our traditional range of spice blends. Osman's Taj Mahal. There is no substitute for quality.
Africa Muslims Agency teams are on the ground in Afghanistan. Millions of people go daily without food. You can heal Afghanistan. Sponsor towards feeding a family at 1,500 Rand a month or any amount. Visit africamuslimsagency.co.za or call 011 834 8685. Africa Muslims Agency, inspiring the spirit of giving.
Rejuvenating media day by day. This is Salam Media.
It's 11:49. You are listening to the Mid-Morning Talk on Salam Media with me, Mariam Mukwanda, and we are talking about insurance and claiming for appliances, especially that were caused, that were damaged rather during the load shedding, with the managing director of Ammanah IFS, Noor Muhammed Habib. Noor Muhammed, shukran for staying on the line. Now, quickly tell us a little bit about Ammanah IFS and where can we get some more information?
Shukran, Jazakallah. So you can go to our website, Ammanah, AMMANAH.co.za, or you could email us info@ammanah.co.za for any questions or for more info. So basically, Ammanah, our mandate is simply to provide Sharia-compliant financial solutions to the Muslim Ummah and the non-Muslim market as well. And basically, our products fall in line with Sharia, fall in line with principles of Ubuntu as well. And like we have our Takaful I3 product, which at least 10% of the profits go to, reputable charities in the country. And so the whole system is of this mutual benefit for each other and to help society in general. And to have ethical product that meets or exceeds our clients' expectations. We're trying to be as competitive as possible. It's just people need to understand also, your Sharia compliant insurance, you have a worker. It's not like you have a normal shareholders who profit or loss within the financial years, etc. So when we have extra claims, it's money paid out of the workup, and if we're not paying claims, it's money that benefits the workup, again benefits all the members who have been contributing. So that's the main difference. There's no riba in our product. That's also another major something that we glad to get people out of riba. In terms of the service, in terms of pricing, we want to be as good as the rest of the market. But like I'm saying, it's not always possible because your South African Muslim market and those who want ethical products, unfortunately, is a much smaller market than the general market. So sometimes it becomes difficult in terms of pricing, but we do our best. We do try and meet or be as competitive as possible. And then the main thing, the final thing, is the service. When we say we sell a Sharia product, we also need to be Sharia compliant in the way we deal with people. So we always have care and consideration for who we're dealing with. On the flip side, I mean, we don't want to sell a Sharia product and not how do I put this, Mariam? We don't want to do tricks or do anything underhanded, etc. We want to be Sharia compliant right through. Even if a claim is going wrong, we'd rather be honest and tell the claim, you might be claiming for something that's not covered or that's not correct. And there also we need to be Sharia compliant and treat it like that. We can motivate, etc. But yeah, that's Ammanah in a nutshell.
Alhamdulillah. Well, it's definitely a better option for our Muslim customer base. So hopefully Ammanah grows from strength to strength. And shukran so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having us, Mariam, and assalamu alaikum to you and the listener.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Noor Muhammed Habib, the Managing Director at Ammanah IFS, a Sharia compliant insurance provider. And if you'd like to know more information, you can visit their website. That's www.ammanah.co.za. Ammanah spelled as AMMAN for Nelly, AH.co.za. So if just here's some tips in case you have appliances that you would like to save during the load shedding. If you haven't learned your lessons in the previous years, but you can start somewhere. First of all, check your schedule. Know when load shedding is going to take place in your area, and plan accordingly. Plan for it. You're going to unplug all your appliances and sensitive equipment. So that when the electricity does come back, it's going to come back with a huge force, which is going to then damage some of your smaller appliances that can't really take that much of force, coming through. So think about your routers at home, anything that has been plugged in, kettles, microwaves, your television sets, your decoders. Oh, by the way, speaking about decoders, MultiChoice DSTV does offer insurance on your decoder, but you can also check with them what type of insurance you can get for your decoder. Also install reserve power. This is to ensure that electric fencing and gates still work, because when it gets dark during load shedding, criminals look at this as an opportunity for them to go about their criminal activities. So make sure that you do have precautions, and also light up your premises. You can do so using solar power or battery operated lighting. I have these really cool lights that they're globes. They charge when you have electricity, and when you don't have electricity, you can switch them on and they work like normal, and then you can use them for some time. I'm not sure exactly how long. I haven't really gone through testing it for hours, but I think it was a good 1 hour. 1 hour. So yeah, you can use those, or you can just get regular solar powered garden lights, etc. If you're living in an area where it's not easily stolen, or then that's great. But if you do, then make sure you can rather use the household ones like I have, and also get a power, or rather a surge protector that you can find online or at electronic stores. Just go in an electronic store and ask them for a surge protector, and they will give you the information that you might need. And also get a UPS, an uninterruptible power supply, a device with a battery backup system that can supply units or hours. That will also avoid you getting damages to your appliances, especially the smaller appliances, because this is a backup. It's not a full-time solution. We're not here to offer full-time solutions because that's the job of ESCOM and our government, but we're here to give you some tips in order to avoid having to um, try and claim for your damaged appliances and damaged goods from ESCOM. Unfortunately, when it comes to food, that's another issue that perhaps you can take out insurance for that, or business insurance, or you can start with a power surge cover from Ammanah IFS, which starts from about 5,000 rand. That's what they will have something tailor made to your needs and what you would like to cover in your household. So those are the tips that you can make use of during this load shedding period. And you can share yours as well. Any other tips that we can adopt, especially when it comes to cooking. I know a lot of people have been using gas, but with the increase of the petrol price, gas has also gone up, which makes it a bit of a dent in our pockets, making it a little bit more expensive also. So give us your tips as well. We'd like to hear from you. Send them to us on WhatsApp 061 766 and you can also leave them in the comment section below. But for now, stay with us. We will be right back after the break.
Breaking stereotypes.